Pete, the last couple of years, whoo, they've been a doozy, huh? With what's going on in the world.
World's turned upside down, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Here's my question, and this is like what everybody, wants to know. People looking to get in the business, people that are already in the business, and obviously everything's an opinion, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have a crystal ball. I mean, maybe you do with the little, Earth spinning over there.
Probably not.
Yeah, there's your crystal ball. What do you think real estate is gonna look like this year in 2022?
Yeah, look, so here's the answer I give to everybody. I don't know. I don't think any of us really know. I'm not in the business of predicting. I think the people who are predicting are the ones that aren't doing anything, okay? But having said that, it would be, you cannot avoid the things that are taking place.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot avoid the things that are taking place. And here's one thing I do know. We are doing more deals than we ever have. We're making more money on deals than we ever have. We're seeing more opportunity than we ever have. So when you look at kind of what's taking place right now, I would say amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing time. I think the only thing that I really would not go in the line for is to tell people how long it'll continue. But again, look at the indicators. COVID created a lot of things. The pandemic created a lot of things. But obviously we're in the back tail end of it. Look what's going on with pre-foreclosures, right? And guess what happens when you have a lot of pre-foreclosures? You have a lot of deals that investors could buy, right? Mm-hmm. So just the things that are taking place now, I would say, well, now it's an incredible time to be in it. How long it'll last, it's too hard to say. But this is how I look at it. I don't even ask that question. I look at it the way a mentor of mine taught me many, many years ago. He said, Pete, whatever business you're going to end up in, there's going to come a time where it's going to be like you're surfing.
Okay.
A wave is going to come. And when you're a surfer, when that wave comes, you ride it. And you ride it, and you ride it, and you know at a certain time it's going to crash. But while it's there, you ride it. And that's how I'm looking at what the world we're in right now in terms of real estate. We're in a wave, and you got to take advantage of what's taking place right now.
Yeah.
And how long it'll last before, changes. We do know it changes. It will change. Come on. I mean, real estate changes all the time.
It's a cyclical business, right?
Cyclical business. It's always changed. It always goes up. It always goes down. But right now, there is a wave of opportunity. And for those of us that are on the wave, we know it. It's undeniable.
You got your surfboard ready, don't you?
I'm ready. Hey, I'm riding the surf. I'm taking it. Hey, I'm doing something now that I haven't done in 22 years. Right?
What is that?
I'm raising capital. Why
does it take you 22 years to raise capital?
Exactly right. So for 22 years, I have been an institutional borrower, meaning I go to institutions, I go to banks, I go to hedge funds, and I have done very well. I've done thousands of real estate deals being an institutional borrower, and will continue to be an institutional borrower. Mm-hmm. The one downside to being an institutional borrower is across the board, every institutional borrower wants you to have some skin in the game. So they've always wanted me to have some money in every deal.
Absolutely.
Well, the reason I'm raising outside capital right now is because we are doing so many deals that one sliver that all the institutions wanted me to have in the deal, I need more of it. I want more of it. I want to have more options. So I am absolutely bullish on the market right now, and I'm giddy that I'm in it right now, and I'm doing everything to ride out this wave.
You're looking in your crystal ball a little bit.
A little bit.
Right? You're reading the tea leaves, as they say.
A little bit.
You're raising outside capital because you know of all the deals that we're going to do and continue to do. Because as you know,
confident.
Maybe people know this or not, but we partner with people across America to doing deals with them, right? And as long as we've been doing this, I have never seen a wave. There's I love this part about what your mentor told you about this wave, because even with a wave, there's a buildup.
Yep.
And I almost feel like the wave hasn't even built up yet. I'm still
Very
at the part
possible.
on my surfboard where I'm on it and I'm about to stand up right now. So that's the reason why you're raising outside capital, huh?
Well, there's no question. That's interesting how you're looking at it. It hasn't even, we haven't even hit the top of that wave yet, and that's very possible. But the opportunities right now that we're look, Julie, look, we're taking 50 deals to closing right now.
I know,
mean,
which is
think
crazy.
about that. Who takes 50 deals to closing? Hedge funds, billions-dollar hedge funds maybe have 50 deals on the books that they're wrapping up. We're taking 50 deals to closing. That's huge. That's never happened in the world that we've been in. You know? So yeah, I'm very bullish, and I continue to be bullish, and I'm excited about it. And as you could see, I'm like flicking over here.
Hey, amen, brother. I'm ready.
Well, the funny thing is I'm flicking over to my phone here looking at it because on this raising capital, I have some funds coming in today. I'm just excited about bringing on some new investors, and they're supposed to text me about it. So that's why I'm doing that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, you went back to the pre-foreclosures, right? So I want to kind of like bring up something and give people an idea why pre-foreclosures are such an opportunity. A lot of times we talk about an equilibrium, right? Meaning there's a perfect time and event, and when time and situations come together, that's when great things happen, right? So not great all around, but as far as a real estate business is concerned. So over the last couple of years, as you know, we were with this pandemic.
Yep.
So there was a moratorium on mortgages, which means I could go into default. I was served a list pendants because I wasn't able to pay my mortgage payments.
That's right.
But then the government said, wait, we don't want, we're going to help our American people. We want to wait, and we're going to push this off.
Yep.
Right? But like anything in life, you can only push something off for so long, right? Before you got to take care of it. And that take care of it spot hit October, November last year.
Yep.
Right? So when you're looking at pre-foreclosures, they did not come naturally like they normally do in a set frame of time.
That's right.
So what's happening right now, Pete? Like all of these people for the last 2 years were in pre-foreclosure. What is that doing to not only you as an investor, but let's say the courthouses, the banks?
Yep. Well, okay, so let's analyze this whole thing, right?
Okay.
We as investors work in the world of motivation. I mean, let's face it, that's what we do. We buy properties from people that are motivated to sell at discounts, right? We don't buy properties like just because the market's hot doesn't mean it's good for us. Because a hot market, maybe no one's going to, if everyone's selling a top dollar, even if the whole world wants to sell, that don't help us. We only work in the world of motivation. Well, guess what COVID is? COVID created motivation. COVID specifically affected the one thing that creates a deal. It created motivation for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons was literally a non-existent reason in terms of the moratoriums that were put in effect on the ability to foreclose. So a lot of people were motivated. They were scared. They were losing their jobs. They were scared about their own businesses. But the government stepped in and said,
Let's buy you some more time.
Yeah, we're going to buy you some more time. Remember, we're in a world of motivation. So that was pent-up motivation. It existed, but the people did not have to act on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like taking a 2-liter Coke bottle, right, with Coca-Cola in it, and shaking it up and shaking it up and shaking it up.
Well, that's it, and keeping the lid on.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now, with the moratoriums being lifted, all of that motivation is coming to the surface.
It pulled the cap off.
So again, what do we live off of in the world of real estate investing? We live off motivation. That's what makes us, or that's what breaks us. If you can't find a motivated seller, you're not going to be able to do a deal. And so what COVID did is it created motivation. The government pent it up. Government shut it down for a couple years, just about, right? And now they put the lid off of it. And so what does that mean? Tons of motivated people are now in the market. And what are they in the market to do? They're in the market to sell. So the world we're in right now, we have millions of people that would not have otherwise been candidates for us to buy their houses from are now candidates for us to buy houses from. So, why am I not in the world of predicting? You don't got to predict that. That's just reality,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's just like, okay, you can't argue with that. You got, millions of new potential opportunities in the marketplace. Is that a business you want to get into, or is that an industry you want to get out of? No, that's an industry you want to get into. So it's a no-brainer.
No, love it, Pete. So you're not predicting anything in 2022. We're sitting back looking at actual reality. So you also said it. You said it yourself. It all comes down to taking action, right? So you either get on your surfboard, and you start catching this wave now, or the wave might be too high for you to actually get on it. And I think that's the best advice we could give today. So thank you for joining us here on Flipping Rich. Thanks, Peter.
Enjoyed it.